Oh, hey everybody, daily address. I don't know what we call this. I wanted to dovetail in what I was saying yesterday or the previous video that sort of piles on more information about my thoughts on this concept of the W-9Q, that's as in quick, where the bank participates in this W-9, W-1099 relationship. And it creates an environment where you get kind of socialism. Those of you who think socialism is cool, you don't receive money and funds for sitting around or being disenfranchised or living in pain. You don't receive that money. You don't receive that at all. Here's where it works, is if you come forward and decide to be a small business, and it could be anything, lawn mowing, housekeeping, caregiver, whatever it is. It could be a consultant to a flower growing consultant. It doesn't really matter. You got to have a clean record and you got to be honest, but that's a whole other thing. A whole other thing. I said another, didn't I? So what I was talking about is where the government provides waivers. In other words, they waive certain things, fees for licensing and compliance. And maybe they have an office of assistance that does some of the forms for you, to make it so you don't have to have a bunch of working capital. To get this business started, you can kind of start instantly, instant business. That was the whole concept. So there's two behaviors in revenue sources, and you probably know about this, is there's either extremely low market acceptance or low market acceptance products and services that come with a very high price, and that world that you live in, if you do that, is of course a kind of a feast and famine world. You got to manage your finances very carefully until that next large deal comes in. And then there's the other ones, are the very high market acceptance but low price. So you're either dealing in super high-end stuff that doesn't appeal to the entire market, or you're selling a product in volume and your margins aren't quite as good, and you have to work harder when you have a life, when you don't have a life. It's kind of like that. But that's not really where I'm going. I'm looking at this whole big picture of our future. Did you know, you can deny this all you want, but there is a definite link between patriotism and financial stability. Do I need to say it? I'll say it. The Reagan era, we were all financially doing pretty darn okay in the last, the last term, lame duck term, and we were doing fairly okay, kind of cool stuff, and we had a love of country. The money was pretty good. Wrong way, this way, American flag. We were at our best at that moment, and I'll tell you what, there was finances there. I went to lunch with you. You probably know who I'm talking about because you're the guy. I made a comment that since I'm doing MAGA talk, this whole Make America Great Again talk, I was having lunch with him and I said, I'm selfish. I want a president installed in the Oval Office that works best for my business. And he responded quickly and cookie cutter, I want what's best for our country. And I'm like, well, people were talking so loud in the restaurant, I really couldn't do a snappy retort, but I'll do it now. There is a link. It's an unbreakable link between doing very financially well and patriotism. Patriotism comes from the heart, and of course, obviously, comes from the wallet, but those two are intertangled, and it's called capitalism, and it's at large in America. That's where it happens. It's almost where it began. And so I look at this thing, and right now we're in financial disarray. Contrary to what Barry Obama says, he's using the U1 system for reporting unemployment, and it's a lie. It's compared to the previous month. So you could have a complete disaster and people out in the streets starving. One guy gets a job and he goes, see? That's how he's comparing month by month. It's a crock of crap. You got to use U3. Those are the people who've expired and are actually taken off record. I see them every day. They're wearing khaki pants and wearing nice shirts and work shoes, and they're standing on the streets and they look like me, and it's really distressing. So don't even bother with this unemployment and the great economy. The economy is not great, and there are, if you want, I'll take my phone and we'll go look together at all the for lease signs of all the buildings, retail, business office. You want to see it? You want to see it? You want to tell me what industries have closed? I can tell you that too. So here's what I believe with the W-9, the 1099 relationship. I would actually like to see the bond market fail a little bit, just a little bit. I believe that the interest rates actually need to be turned up a little bit. I'm sorry, and I know the train will come to a screeching halt and all hell will break loose, but we got to tilt the mentality of the buyer. The home buyer's mentality is, how can I leverage the best finances? I don't care where I live, I just need to manipulate, I need to move the boxes around. The home buyer is no longer buying a home for a home, they're buying it for an investment, or they have a background investment mentality. If you tilt interest rates up a little bit, the door opens on the lending side, the B paper thing kind of gets pushed away and it starts moving consistent with the actual economy as it grows. So, you have a little bit of a better interest rate. There's a little couple more dollars going into the treasury. There's no more of this crazy refi frenzy to where we're like, someday we're going to refi at a negative number. They'll pay you, so, and the whole society as a whole will start buying homes and getting themselves, reaching the American dream, some of those FHA folks and all that, etc. So the bond market has to drop a little bit. Interest rates got to go up just a small amount, not some crazy. Look, I paid 9%. Started off with 12%. I had a thing called an ARM, adjustable rate mortgage. I went in at 8. I left at 12.5%. I seemed to be okay with it. Bothered me. It irritated me. I didn't like it. But I thought I had a pretty good thing. And I was doing what everybody else was doing, buy a house. The interest rates were static, but the price of houses were going up. So you could stay in a house for a very short period of time. Anyway, my point is look, let's get everybody employed as small business owners by coming up with a W-9, 1099 relationship that is so attractive that the under the table folks will say, I can protect myself from audits, etc. You know what I mean? And actually come forward and be taxpayers and even be supported by all the local governments. It's a revenue source. It's high volume, low revenue stream to the treasury. It makes people work. And one thing that's very interesting about it is when they start looking at the bottom line and they start seeing the responsibilities of being a micro business owner, you become a little conservative. Imagine, though, having a competitive access to every imaginable service. Now, I know you're going to tell me, there could be some shystas out there and, the unlicensed contractors, a whole series of things. The government will require compliance in the framework of what you do. And there will be an auditing body. However, waivers and red carpet for licensing and compliance, etc. Let's get all those people who are smoking cigarettes on their porch out there with their small business. I think I'm a consultant. I'll tell you how to dress. I'll show you how to cut flowers. I'll mow your lawn. I'll clean your windows. I'll drive you to the store. There's just endless possibilities for folks out there. When the economy changes, just think about it.